It's a Monday. I booked the day off to come out here. The whole process, coming back and forth, you know, I drive my truck to a point that's about maybe a 10-15 minute snowmobile ride from here. So I drive my truck, it's about 20 minutes outside of town, unload, drive here, grab the boggin. I leave the boggin here because when I try to put the boggin in the back of my truck, it's just too massive. The thing is too big. And so if I was to bring it home every time, I'd have an issue. I need to take that thing on my trailer, and my snowmobile has priority. So I come from the point, I pick up my boggin every time, and then I go back, and then I grab whatever load I have. And today I had, as you saw, some lumber. And I'm trying to use, you know, as little lumber as possible for this project, but I do need some. So there's the big tent, and this is where I want to put the small tent, right here. It doesn't look like a really big area, but I think it's going to be okay. And there's the lake. And you know, when I drive up here, oftentimes, most times I can't even see the tent. Like, you would have to come right up in order to see the tent. So I'd feel, even if this tent is out, it's protruding a little bit more than the tent back here, I do feel like if I have the small tent in here, it's going to be well protected. And but boy, I got to get that cleaned out. See what kind of ground I'm dealing with. As you can see, this is it's a multi-day episode. decided to go back into town, take a little bit of a break. So yeah, I'm breaking it up. And I did take a week off from posting, and that's only because I just was, I'm busy. I say that a lot. It is the truth. I got a lot on the go. But man, I love being out here and doing this. And I love editing and making and shooting these videos and trying all kinds of new things. It really is fun. So, boy, I got a lot to think about, because I'm really leaning towards putting the small tent next to the big tent. But then there's a part of me who actually wants to build the frame for the small tent within, like actually construct it, erect it within the big tent, and then take the big tent off, take the big tent's metal frame down, which would be rather simple to do. And then voila, out of nowhere appears, the small tent. I don't know how this is going to turn out. Sometimes I watch channels, people building cabins, going out tenting. I mean, it's very popular on YouTube, and I do watch a lot of it. A, to get inspired, and B, because I'm just fascinated with the subject. And you can tell people are on missions. Like, someone's building a log cabin, they know exactly what they're getting into and how to do it. I don't, but it does not stopping me. I'm just like, I wonder if this will work, and then I go and I try it, and it's like, oh no, I got to back up and start that over again. So anyway, it's been fun. It's been a work in progress. It's been over a month now on this project. I've only been out here like maybe 4 or 5 days, chipping away at it. The bitter cold really does hinder the operation. It slows me down big time. I won't lie. Today it's supposed to get up to -20, -30 when I left the house, so it's a bit cold. But I'm moving around, and I actually feel really good. Like I'm warm. I can say I'm warm. But that's just because I'm moving, and that's a secret to staying warm in the cold is keep moving, and but just don't build up too much of a sweat unless you got a place to dry off. That's my tip of the week. So here's the thing about this project. I've done a lot of thinking about it, as you can imagine. And the thing that's really important is that I'm able to tear it down in a hurry. Because, like I've said before, I don't have a lease here. And there are rules for people who don't have leases who want to do this sort of thing. You can set up like temporary camps. And that's what I'm doing. So if someone comes and says, hey, you're not supposed to be doing this, get out of here. I can go, okay, it's pallets on top of lumber that's lying on the ground. I do have some treated lumber and I have some non-treated. And I do expect the non-treated to last on the ground a few years before it rots away or just becomes unusable. The treated should last longer. I've heard treated could last up to a decade, the non-treated, probably like 5 years. I'm dealing with a lot of snow and hard ground, so if I was to dig holes and put posts, use string to level it and all that sort of stuff, it would be wonderful and I'm sure it would be okay, but with the conditions I have right now, it's just not easy to do. I really should be doing that sort of work in the summer. So I'm going to keep it really simple, but there's going to be a beauty to it, I think. The fact that I can just take it apart, not feel guilty about it, not worry about, you know, some officer from the government coming up and saying, tear down your house. So they'll more likely say, get those pallets off the ground and get your tent out of there. And I know some people who keep their tents up for years, and you know, they take care of the land around them and they're never bothered. So that's what I'm hoping for. Getting cold. Even though it's actually warmed up, I'm getting cold because I slowed down there a bit. So I'm going to try to bring out those two other sections that I built in the big tent and see how that goes. But I'm pretty happy with how it's going right now. Even though I'm getting cold here, I can feel it in my fingers quite a bit now, kicking in. And I've been out here, I don't know, maybe 6 hours. And I haven't even started that stove today. Just got to work. I was actually sweating quite a bit for a while. I was warm. Minus 27 for a good chunk of the day. And I'm just wearing a sweatshirt and a hoodie. Put the hood up and it keeps a lot of your body heat in. I can tell you, this beard with the ice on it, it's an interesting feeling if you haven't had it before, if you haven't experienced an icy beard. It kind of pulls at the beard a little bit. It's tight, and You can melt it off, but it pulls like it's like, pulling hair out. And I've had this all day long. That's what comes with living in the north. And I went years without a beard, and I actually didn't mind it in the winter time. Yes, your skin gets colder, but you don't get this ridiculousness. You don't get big snotsicles either. So yeah, I know there's quite a few of you in Texas. Shout out to those in Texas watching. It's something. If you got a beard, you want to come up north and experience a frozen beard. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool feeling. These gloves are like hard as a rock. Can't even bend them. It's cold on the fingers when you put your hands in like this, and then eventually they just soften as you work. And you take them off, and they do this again. It's just the moisture from the sweat from your hand gets to the glove. They turn to ice. Sweat from your hand thaws them out again. That's how it goes. And I like to take them off when I want to be nimble. So anyway. Well, that's it, folks. I'm on my way home, and I'm really happy with the floor right now. It's better than I expected, actually. Essentially, I've got wood thrown on the ground. I throw the pallets on top, and it's kind of level. There's still a lot of work I need to do on it, but I just wanted to get all the pieces out of the big tent, and just to kind of get a feel of what it's going to look like, the floor in the end. And right now, I'm happy with what it is, because it is nowhere near complete. I mean, yeah, it's near complete, and it's probably going to be another episode, and I'll say, yeah, floor is done. But right now, I'm under the impression that it's going to work. It's going to be pretty solid. It's going to be fairly level as it can be on, mossy ground with a couple of rocks and roots. But it's really working out for me. I just want to say thanks so much, everybody, for watching. It's been a real pleasure for me over the last month or so doing this series. All the comments, all the likes, all the dislikes, all the views. It's just been wonderful for me. The growth has been exceptional. And you know, I'm just a budding little channel that's doing what a lot of people do on YouTube. But I'm hoping there's just something about my channel that you guys find special, and that keeps you coming back. And so that's it. I got to go home. My stomach just rumbled. I don't know if you heard that. It's getting pretty late. It was a full day, but I accomplished a lot, and I'm feeling really good about myself. So enough me talking about how great I feel. I just want you guys to know that I really appreciate that that you're watching, and it does mean a lot to me. So hit like if you like it, and I'll be back real soon. Thanks so much.